Welcome, friends. Today, we embark on a journey that many desire, but few truly understand, the journey to becoming the absolute best version of yourself. This is not a path of instant success, nor is it one of shortcuts. It's a journey of inner transformation, of quiet strength, of deep reflection, and of constant growth. And like any meaningful journey, it requires courage, patience, and above all, discipline. I want to talk to you today as if we are sitting together in a peaceful place, discussing the most important of questions. How can you become the best version of yourself? The answer lies in cultivating a strong mind, a steady heart, and a wise spirit. Let me begin with the story of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and Stoic philosophers. Marcus Aurelius ruled during a time of great turmoil. There were wars, plagues, betrayals, and hardships. As emperor, he faced immense pressure. Yet, despite all of this, Marcus Aurelius remained composed, focused, and principled. He once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is one of the core teachings of Stoicism. Instead of avoiding adversity, we should embrace it. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to grow. Every difficulty is a stepping stone on the path to becoming a better version of ourselves. Let me explain what this means for you. There will be times in your life when things won't go as planned. You will face disappointments, failures, and losses. It's in these moments that you have a choice. You can either let these challenges break you or you can use them to strengthen yourself. You see, the best version of yourself isn't someone who avoids hardship. The best version of yourself is someone who faces adversity with courage, learns from it, and grows stronger because of it. Take a moment to think about a challenge you've faced in your life. Perhaps it was a difficult job, a personal loss, or a period of uncertainty. How did you respond to it? Did you let it defeat you, or did you rise to the occasion? If you stumbled, don't worry, that's part of the process. But recognize that the best version of you is built not in times of comfort, but in moments of trial. Now, let's talk about daily discipline. There's a saying that, "We are what we repeatedly do." If you want to become the best version of yourself, it's not about making one grand gesture. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Let me tell you a story from my own life. When I was younger, I struggled with discipline. I wanted to accomplish great things, but I lacked the structure to make it happen. I would start projects with enthusiasm, but when the novelty wore off, I would abandon them. One day, I came across the writings of Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher. He said, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." That struck me deeply. I realized that I had been chasing instant results without putting in the daily effort. So, I made a change. I began setting small, daily goals for myself. I didn't aim for perfection, I aimed for consistency. Whether it was practicing mindfulness, writing, or exercising, I committed to doing a little bit every day. And over time, those small actions added up. I became more focused, more resilient, and more grounded. This is the power of discipline. It's not about motivation or waiting for the right moment. It's about doing the work, day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. Now ask yourself, what daily habits can you cultivate that will bring you closer to the best version of yourself? It doesn't have to be anything grand. Start small, but be consistent. Over time, you will see the transformation. Before we continue, I want to take a moment to remind you to subscribe to Students of Wisdom if you haven't already. If you're seeking guidance, inspiration, and practical wisdom on how to navigate life's challenges and grow as a person, this is the community for you. Let's continue this journey together. Becoming the best version of yourself also requires self-reflection. How can you grow if you don't take the time to understand yourself? You must be willing to look inward, to assess your strengths and weaknesses, your habits and desires, your fears and ambitions. I often think of Socrates, the Greek philosopher, who famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Socrates believed that self-knowledge was the foundation of wisdom. And he was right. If you don't take the time to understand yourself, how can you expect to improve? Take a moment to reflect on your life. What are your core values? What are your strengths? Where do you need to improve? What habits are holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary. One practical way to engage in self-reflection is through journaling. Every day, take a few moments to write about your thoughts, your experiences, and your goals. Over time, you will begin to see patterns. You will gain clarity about what matters to you and what doesn't. And you will start to see the areas where you need to make changes. Remember, self-reflection is not about judging yourself harshly. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about recognizing your flaws without letting them define you. The goal is not to be perfect, but to understand yourself better so that you can continue to grow. Now, let's talk about purpose. One of the most important aspects of becoming the best version of yourself is knowing why you want to improve. What is your purpose? What drives you? Without purpose, it's easy to drift through life, to get caught up in distractions, or to lose motivation when things get tough. Think of it like this: if you were sailing a ship, purpose would be your destination. Without a clear destination, you would sail aimlessly, at the mercy of the winds and the waves. But with a clear purpose, you have direction. You know where you're going, and even when the seas are rough, you have something to guide you. Let me share the story of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the horrors of a Nazi concentration camp. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl wrote about how purpose helped him survive. Despite the unimaginable suffering, he found meaning in his struggle. He believed that even in the darkest of times, life has meaning, and that it is our responsibility to find that meaning. What is your purpose? What gives your life meaning? It could be your family, your work, a creative project, or a cause you believe in. Whatever it is, hold on to it. Let it guide your actions and your decisions. Purpose gives you strength in difficult times, and it gives you the motivation to keep growing and improving. I want to touch on something important as we move forward: the acceptance of imperfection. Too often, we set out on this journey to become the best version of ourselves, expecting perfection. We think that being the best means never making mistakes, never stumbling, never failing. But this is a misunderstanding. The best version of yourself is not flawless. In fact, your flaws and imperfections are part of what make you human, and they are part of what make your journey meaningful. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." One of the things beyond our control is perfection. We will never be perfect, and that's okay. What matters is that we continue to strive for growth, to learn from our mistakes, and to embrace our imperfections as part of the process. Think about it. Would you admire someone who has never faced hardship, never made a mistake, and never had to struggle? Or do you admire those who, despite their flaws, keep pushing forward, keep learning, and keep improving? You will stumble on this journey. You will face setbacks. And you will make mistakes. But that's not a reason to give up. It's part of the process. In conclusion, becoming the absolute best version of yourself is a lifelong journey. It's a journey of embracing adversity, cultivating daily discipline, engaging in self-reflection, finding your purpose, and accepting imperfection. Remember the lessons from Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Socrates. Remember that the best version of you is not someone who has it all figured out, but someone who is committed to growth, no matter the challenges. Each day is an opportunity to take a step forward. And most importantly, remember this: you are already on the right path simply by seeking to improve. The fact that you are listening to this means you care about your growth, and that is the first step toward greatness. Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Students of Wisdom. This is a community where we explore these powerful teachings together, and I'm excited to continue this journey with you. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and keep moving forward.